So this morning, I woke up around 6:30, and I was outside doing my morning stretches. I'm getting a little older, so stretching is big important to me now. And so I was out doing my morning stretches. Beautiful morning, pretty dark. I couldn't see a whole lot, kind of misty even. And I was just doing my stretches, and all of a sudden, I heard this huge boom. It was like definitely bigger than like a gunshot. Even it was bigger than like a car backfiring, if that's even still a thing. But it was big. But I could tell that it was far off, and so I was thinking, man, maybe that's some. I don't know. I really didn't know what it was, and so my phone started going off with the neighborhood app, which again is a great app to leverage. But the neighborhood app started going off, and so I looked at it, and there was all these messages about the loud noise. Did you hear the loud noise? Did you hear the loud noise? And somebody posted on there a link to our local news channel reporting about it. And so I turned it on, and it was a house explosion. So the whole house exploded. I mean, just like a balloon exploded. And on the news report, there was fire department, medical. The whole house was just kind of piled on top of each other, and lots of unknowns about the situation. And so when I first heard about it, I didn't know what to do. And didn't know what was going on a whole lot. And so as the day unfolded, what happened was that now our adult leaders group me started blowing up. And in fact, even right now, it still is, with some of our adult leaders whose students have reached out to them to talk about the experience, because their friend unfortunately didn't survive that explosion. And so there's some girls in our youth ministry who are distraught. They're 14, 13, 15 years old. And they just lost a friend. They lost they were in drama together, dance together, things like that. And so they're reaching out to their small group leaders, crying. They're asking their small group leaders for help. How do we do this? I just need someone to pray with, think through, talk with. Tragic situation. But it's through our small group leaders that we're able to stay connected. It's through our small group leaders that we're able to help quite a few girls walk through this scenario and this situation, this tragic situation. And so a couple of things. One is we have a small group structure, and that these girls instantly had an adult leader in our ministry that they knew that they could reach out to. Now, the girl who passed away in this incident does not go to our church. Their family does not go to our church. They go to a different church. And so we've been notified that church is kind of taking the point and the lead on directly ministering to that family. But we still feel responsible, obviously, to our students who are affected. And so instantly those small group leaders are talking, texting, calling, just trying to connect with those students. We've talked with our small group leaders, and those ladies, there's about 3 or 4 of them that are now going to be organizing a get together for those girls that knew this girl that didn't make it through the accident. And so they're going to get together, and they're going to potentially have ice cream, watch a movie, and just allow them free space to talk and walk through this. But all of that is instantly able to happen through the power of small groups and leaders who are deeply invested in students' lives. These are not moments that you ever wish for or hope for, but moments like this unfortunately do happen. And again, this is why small groups are so important, to have the ability to instantly connect with a large group of students when a moment like this happens. I've never heard of a house explosion before in my life, but it happened. A house exploded, and a 14-year-old girl didn't make it through, and our students are affected by that. And so now our adult leaders are able to get in there and help serve and pray with, counsel, all that kind of stuff. And so the immediate response is that we're going to be following up. Like I said, those leaders are gathering to get those girls together to talk and share and just feel like they are connected to somebody. Also, what we're doing is we've already met today as a youth team, and we talked through what does next week's service look like? How can we modify it to reflect this? So our initial thoughts, obviously, we're essentially a week away, so we're going to have to just kind of play and see how it plays out. But our initial thought right now is that we had it scheduled already for it to be a small group discussion night focus, which for us, that means shortened worship, a shortened message, and lengthy small group time. So what we've already talked about is that we would do 2 songs of worship, and in between the second and third song, so coming out of the second song, that we would most likely do a moment about the accident. So addressing it, talking about it, depending on the mood and where the students are at, we may pull some students forward to pray for them. And when we go back in that third song of worship, we will create an environment of prayer for the families, for the students that have been affected in our own ministry, and those in that neighborhood, that family. So that's what we're thinking about right now, and then keeping the message fairly similar, and then going into small groups. Most likely, most of the small groups would stay pretty similar to what we have planned, but most likely that junior high girls group would spend most of their time, I'm assuming at this point, probably diving into a lot of what happened with this experience. And so again, with having this small group model, we're able to deeply, quickly get involved in students' lives who've been shaken up and have experienced loss, experienced a tragedy very quickly and personally, as well as those students don't feel lost. And let's keep in mind that we're in a youth pastor transition right now. I'm doing interim work. One of the associate pastors is helping me with interim youth pastoring work. And in the midst of all of that interim, and they still have their small group leader that they're connected with, that they have been connected with. And so this is the power of having a strong small group structure, a strong small group philosophy, is that when tragedy happens, you can get quickly connected to your students, you can get quickly connected to your people, and they feel like even in the midst of transition with pastor change, they still have a direct connection with somebody that's been in their life for a while. And it's not just all youth pastor driven or lead pastor driven, but that these small group communities are able to connect. And so this tragedy is definitely just beginning. The effects are still coming out, but I just wanted to share with you guys that you're able to be a lot more quickly able to connect when you have a strong small group strategy and structure. So empowering those leaders to get involved. This is going to be a great opportunity to connect at a deep level and get involved, as opposed to those girls feeling like they didn't have somebody at the church that they connect with, to pray with. They do. They have somebody, and so they were able to quickly, instantly reach out to them. So hopefully that's been helpful for you guys. We'll talk to you soon.